When was the last time someone looked you in the eyes and made you feel like you mattered? We have thousands of followers, hundreds of contacts, dozens of group chats. We can talk to someone on the other side of the planet in seconds. So why? Why have so many people felt so alone? Welcome back to Crusade With Me. I'm your host, Dave, and we've got my beautiful bride, Kathy, with us today. In the last episode, we talked about wonder. We asked what happens when we stop looking up. Today, I want to ask another difficult question. What happens when we stop looking at each other? Never in history have human beings had more ways to communicate. Yet loneliness has become an epidemic. So maybe the problem isn't that we've lost connection. Maybe we've replaced relationship with communication. Hello, my queen. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Super fantastic as
my
one of the universe.
Itty bitty pretty one would say. Super fantastic. And, it's a little apropos. It's almost like we plan this stuff out sometimes, right? Like today, we're sitting down again. I'm beginning to think that we probably need to say, we don't have as strong a routine as we used to, or maybe it's, I don't know, just life has gotten busy and summer, and yeah. So we are not doing our normal Saturday morning recording of episodes.
No.
It is Saturday evening.
It just teaches us we don't have to be so regimented.
That's right. We don't have to be so rigid. I have felt pretty rigid lately, but I mean body-wise.
Yes.
Yeah. But we did just spend the evening and we had a sleepover, I guess.
Yes, we did. You're never too old for a sleepover.
I guess. Lifelong, dear friends of ours. And they have completed the, I don't know what you call it, the
major
overhaul renovations of their retirement lake home, which is their only home
now,
primary residence. And we finally got the invite to go out and kind of check it out. We were there prior to
right after
the renovations, after they purchased it.
At the beginning of the year. Yeah.
I think they've got their priorities straight. You know, they had all of their children and grandchildren and all that there, and family
over the 4th.
And then they extended an invitation to us to come check it out. So we did. And absolutely lovely time, as always, right?
Yes. As we were talking this morning, we were up before they were up, that we're so proud. Yes. Well, you said you were so proud. I said, I'm so happy for them because this is their dream for lots of circumstances we won't get into. But, and so this is their dream, and they've accomplished that dream, and so we're just over the moon happy for them.
Right.
And you said, I'm proud too, and I think they're going to make it.
Yeah, I did. I did say that.
I think these kids are going to make it.
I think the kids are going to make it now. Yeah.
I mean, he's got like a year and a half left before he retires.
Yeah, let's be clear. They're a few years older than I am. Not many, but a few. I can't remember. I know they're a few years older, but anyway.
So
yeah, it was nice, and yeah, it was nice. It was really good. So before we jump into the episode here on why we feel more connected than ever, yet more lonely than ever, I do want to share that the fact that Crusade With Me this week, our top 5 downloaded cities, and I see that the number of cities we've been downloaded in is over 1,100 now. Number 1? No, I'll go from number 5 to number 1. How's that?
Okay,
right? I got to do that backwards. Yeah.
Okay.
So number 1 is Auburn, USA.
I thought you were going backwards. You just
I am.
said
Sorry. Number 5 is Auburn, USA.
Okay.
Number 4 is Atlanta, USA. Number 3 is Las Vegas, USA.
Chingling, chingling, and chingling.
The beautiful MGM Grand. Number 2 is Dallas, Texas, USA. And the number 1 city for downloads this week is Sydney, Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, they got to the top there. Sydney, Australia. So thank you, Sydney. I did want to share that. Since we're talking about connection, and these are cities that are showing connection to Crusade With Me, and I thought that would be a good opportune time to bring that up. You know, this is what I was thinking about, we confuse contact with connection. I'm going to tell you, I do. In the 21st century, like, let's be real. Okay, let's just be honest. One text message isn't a conversation. One emoji, thumbs up, I get yelled at a lot for doing that, isn't compassion. And one like isn't love. So this is the way I like to put it into context in my own mind. Technology gives us access. But access is not intimacy.
Correct.
And I know the way you're looking at me, I'm not thinking about sexual desires. I'm just talking about personal, intimate connection. Yes. Although, no. Anyway, so that's, I wanted to be clear.
Excuse me.
But do you ever get into that? Because I have said this repeatedly on these episodes. I'm trying to talk myself through a problem of my own. I'm not condemning anyone else. I'm just saying, here's some problems that I have, and I hear from other people that they have very similar problems. And so I'm kind of talking about it. And technology trains us, right, wrong, and different. I mean, everything we do trains us, no matter what. Just like we talked about just a few minutes ago about we're breaking our routine, because we're not doing this in the morning, we're doing this in the evening now. That's training. So when do you think communication became more important than conversation? I mean, because I guess in my mind, there's a difference between communication and conversation. Would you agree with that?
I guess it's going to depend on what the form of that communication is, right?
Right. Well,
if we're going to take it in the context of, like you saying, the thumbs up or the yep or the yeah or the
right.
You know what I mean? Or I'll go a step further. I remember several years ago, I'm going to go back like maybe 7 years ago, when, and I know this is how you know when everybody's birthday is, including our children's. Facebook. That's how you know when it's somebody's birthday.
That's true, yeah.
And so outside of our immediate, our children's,
right,
that's how you tell somebody happy birthday.
That's correct.
Is just happy birthday, send or post, right? Now, some people, you will take that to a text message and be like, okay, well, now I've been alerted. I will send a text.
Right.
Happy birthday. To me, that is just communication. That's
I will agree with
not
that.
a conversation.
You're exactly right. No, and that's a perfect example.
Thank you. And so about 7-8 years ago, I decided it was one of the times, because I've done this many times, I've gotten up. I'm currently not on Facebook. Right. I chose to get off Facebook, and I decided I was going to use that time to make sure I sent a card to everyone, because that was a dying art card. And
you were at
that
Hallmark anyway, taking your mother there.
Right. Now that had its issues of its own, because then there was slap back that, some people complained they didn't like the card I sent them. But anyways, you're never making everybody happy. But
well, that's people. That's people.
Anyways, to me, that is conversation, even though it's not conversation in the physical form. But because again, I just don't send a card, or that was my goal. Was not just to send a card, sign, love, Dave and Kathy. I tried to actually force myself to sit down and write something in the card. Yep. Again, there was a purpose behind it.
Well, that's kind of what this whole series is about. You're talking about attention.
Yes.
You're providing attention.
Right. Yeah. So sometimes conversation doesn't have to be a two-way street, just trying to get something.
Maybe trying to start the conversation.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. Maybe trying to even point out the difference between the two.
Well, and that leads to my next question. So let me ask you, do you think in the 21st century, do you feel like people are becoming easier to reach but harder to know?
Yes. Yeah, obviously
right?
easier to reach.
I feel like that.
Remember, because again, an example of Facebook, that's one thing I miss, is being able to have conversations with the people that we had lost touch with.
Right.
But taking that outside of that sometimes is very hard.
Well, it is. So then, okay, let's go down. Ouch. Sorry. Let's go down that rabbit.
That microphone get in your way?
Yeah, it did. I don't know. Like it's my day one. But anyway, let's go down that rabbit hole for a minute. Mm-hmm. So,
because not everyone's intention is the same as yours, as we talk about this.
you're right. And that's what you're talking about here, in my mind, is the meat of this entire episode. And I'm going to say this, and I want to remember this, so I'm going to say it out loud so I remember this. And I want everyone listening to hear this. Social media trains us to be accessible. Doesn't mean we know anybody. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean they know us or we know them.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that truly mean? Oh, this person has 1 million followers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of a KPI, not KPI, that's kind of a metric that social media uses, like your number of followers. That's the important thing. And it's not.
I don't even pay attention to that.
I don't either.
Well,
my children have taught me to look at that.
mm-hmm.
Because I don't look, oh, this person's followed by 7 people like me. Or this person followed by 1 million people. I don't know.
But I think.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, but I think you can take that in a different way because you can present yourself however you want to present yourself.
Because people don't know you, so you can put this false.
Yeah.
You can make yourself be whatever you want to be on social media.
Right. But even people who know you can still put yourself out there however you want, unless people live with you.
Well,
or
no.
Quasi know you.
So it's a couple things here. It really is a couple things. It's one is, in Crusade With Me, since we've returned, we're trying to get to simple stuff in my mind. And that is truth. Really, just truth.
Mm-hmm.
Social media, in and of itself, is not evil. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm not saying it's bad even.
No.
All right? I want to be real clear about that. Just have to watch ourselves to what it can devolve into.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. And so we should never confuse access with communication or intimacy. Okay, let me take this one step deeper. Here's a different question. Can someone know everything about you? Or no, let me put it this way. Can someone know everything that you post and still not know you?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. And you taught me this valuable lesson. Was it last year you came to this? Really, I didn't realize that was a thing. You talked about these people, women that you followed, and they had this persona on social media that they were these perfect wives and these perfect houses with their perfect kids.
Oh, I didn't follow them. I had read about
how
they really didn't even live in these houses.
No, they were renting a house to do this social media stuff.
While they were paying people to watch their kids home. And they had like paid actors.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So while people were, being all jealous about these homes, they weren't even their homes. They were renting them.
And so what did they gain from that? Besides, because the environment matters, right? Mm-hmm. We had that conversation this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Social media rewards the likes and the followers, I guess.
Yeah. And which I've never understood.
And I don't pretend to know either, and I don't understand how any of that works, and so that somehow they get paid. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Because even the what they call clickbait or whatever, or rage bait. So even when you post something really crazy and obnoxious, and people comment on it, they get paid for even the negative stuff. So I don't pretend to understand how it all works.
So I guess what I'm really trying to get to is, I want people to realize we truly are not connected. We're just available because of social media, is what I mean by that. I believe that we were created for presence And I don't mean presents with a T. I mean presents with a C. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But you would not turn away a present.
I would never turn away a present. Even a $2.50 shirt from the thrift store, which you've done great by me.
Mm-hmm. You got 3 $2.50.
And they're nice. I mean, they are really nice.
They're real nice, Clark.
God didn't email Moses, did he? Just saying.
No. And he didn't make the bush burn on a DVD on the TV.
No. Jesus didn't send his disciples a message.
No. Text alert.
He walked with them.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, he touched lepers.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked people in the eye. See, this is one thing that I think that I want to be careful here because you know me. I'm not a huge proponent of touchy-feely anything.
Nope.
But I will say this. There's groups that go way too overboard on touchy-feely. But I want to be real clear. In Christianity isn't simply information. You know what I'm saying there?
Mm-hmm.
That it's a little bit deeper than that. It's not just information.
Mm-hmm.
Because the story shows us it's incarnation. And what does incarnation mean? It means in the flesh, in the body, present on this earth. So I feel like I could substitute the word incarnation to presence. You know, the Word became flesh, not pixels. So then I got to thinking about this. And I know ancient writings, scripture, shows several different times that people have been healed. Old Testament and New Testament. And we know people that have been pretty sick and have gotten healed. And when I say gotten healed, I mean they recovered. They got am I dreaming this up, or does it? And my recollection tells me that healing almost always happens in relationship.
Well, okay. So in a marriage, right?
Absolutely.
You just can't not do work. Not do work.
Yeah.
And expect things to change, right?
Correct. Well, and I think, we talk about marriage. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about marriage.
Okay, well, I can go on.
But it just something, you said that and it hit me go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, with our children, as adult children and friendships.
Yes, yes.
I mean, heck, even as a grandmother, I have teenage and pre-teenage grandchildren.
Problems.
Some of them that are, I can say the wrong thing and they can be moody and then I hurt their feelings, or they can be riding in a car and their mother forgets to tell me that they're in the car and I say something that I shouldn't have said. And then I have to say, I'm sorry. So, I mean, there's all kinds of relationships. So
right. Well, yes.
And you have to say you're sorry and you have to explain away.
Well, what I was thinking about when you were talking about marriage, and I thought, because I don't know how much marriage is on the rocks in the 21st century, because it seems like to me in the 20th century, successful rate of marriage was about 50-50 anyway, right? And I don't think the statistics have slipped or changed that drastically.
Mm-hmm.
I just think far fewer people are actually getting married.
Mm-hmm.
But something about marriage is, and I think one of the failings is bad advice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I've given that bad advice. Personally, I've given that bad advice. And it's taken me a long time to figure out because, we always say, marriage is 50-50.
Yeah, that's
and that ain't right. That ain't right at all.
Yeah. We were just retelling what we had heard.
Been told, right? And
but
it
I think we
not.
Yeah, we learned around
50-50.
the way. Some days it's 50-50. Some days it's
90
10.
100 to 10. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So here's because I'm talking about relationships. Truly, I'm talking about. When we talk about connection,
right?
In this sense, I'm really talking about relationships. So then I got to thinking about, okay,
you have work relationships, right?
Right.
Where you have to communicate with them.
Yes. But now I'm going to take it another level deeper. What about the number of significant events that have occurred across history? So I'm going beyond and outside the Bible that revolve around a meal. Meals matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we lose sight of that. Meals. We had a beautiful meal.
Yes, we did.
Last evening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the environment. It's all about your company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful company, beautiful environment.
Yes. And then, of course, the food.
Yes.
Star of the show.
Yes.
I didn't cook it.
Anytime you put onions in a frying pan, I'm there, right? And you know that. I don't know if she knew that, but man, I was like, oh,
yeah.
Man. Yeah. But we've really gone away in our world.
Yeah.
Sharing meals.
Yeah. Well, and Sunday meals used to be the cat's
entire
meow,
family, yes.
And sometimes extended family.
Correct. Correct.
After church, Mom used to put either a roast in the oven before you went to church, and it was always a roast. Why? I don't know. But, and as a kid, I used to think I'll never make roast.
I love your roast.
And now I make a roast all the time.
roast.
I don't know why that is, but
they
you
invented
have an affection for it now.
They invented something called a
crock
pot.
Yeah, but honestly,
in my opinion,
it's still the best in the oven. And
I disagree.
Pan.
I love it out of the crock pot.
Yeah.
Honey, it makes the meat so tender you can't even. It falls apart in the crock pot.
Yeah, but it would do the same thing in my grandfather's roasting pan.
Yeah, I know you. That's all mental.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's aluminum. Do you know the danger
know,
of
we're
cooking in aluminum?
Yeah, Yeah, but anyways, there is something to be said about and of course, because our kids live away, it is something I do dream about, or am
right.
My heartstrings wishes we could do, but it is what it is. But
right.
But I think family meals are very important. I think family meals for young parents are extremely important, because I think that it strengthens the family bond. I think it's important for kids for learning manners, for learning responsibilities, for talking about, just a plethora of things.
Right.
Just emotional, just who just said that to us? Oh, our son just said that just even though they weren't allowed to talk when we would have company, or when we went to a nice restaurant, because we kind of raised our kids kind of how the kids should be seen but not heard. But he also learned how to handle himself in social situations, because of what he witnessed. So then when he got older, and that just kind of seems to be a dying thing, because now kids are allowed to be center stage all the time.
Right.
And that's just...
And when we finish this series, we're going to get into a series on marriage, because I'm going to time that out. We'll have to do several episodes. We might have time in between, but we will, because at the end of September, we'll be celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary, and we'll culminate that marriage series with our anniversary. Just throwing that in there.
Yeah.
Here's an easy question I want listeners to think about. Why do we remember conversations more than we remember text messages? I have my thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think it goes back to the whole thing about your psycho or the neuroscience guy about the reading something on a paper compared to reading a text message? You think it's kind of
but a conversation is a conversation. That means, so I think you're onto that. I think you're onto something there. I don't know that. I don't know that there's neuroscience studies that says.
But you remember the
interaction,
room, you remember the smell,
yes.
You remember how the person looked, and
correct, and their
you didn't have to interpret
their
what
emotion, their energy, their all of those things, their eye contact, or lack thereof.
Yeah, right.
And I do believe that eye contact is important.
Absolutely.
And I know you and I've had this conversation months ago. And so you made it a point. You said in public that you were making eye contact with people. How's that working out for you?
Sometimes not so well, but for the majority of time. Well, that was my New Year's resolution, not this past January.
Okay, was it? Okay, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that was because that's very hard for me.
Correct.
But most of the time I was trying to say hello to every person I passed and make eye contact with them. But most of the times, I say hello and wait to make eye contact with them, and they don't pick their eyes up. Right. They're being me before I tried this experiment. But yes.
What was the name of that movie with the guy you used to like, the actor, and he was in the Navy and a pilot, and he married the girl that worked in the factory? Remember back?
Oh, Richard Gere.
No, the name of the movie.
Oh, Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah. Remember the cadre there? Because you don't look somebody in the eye. Are you eyeballing me? Are you eyeballing me? Yeah. I did not look my dad in the eye. I would have got knocked into the middle of next week, or got a knot jerked in my tail, or whatever term he was using that week. So, right, wrong, and different, we've been trained sometimes to look people in the eye, and then we've been trained also to not look people in the eye. But I think there is huge advantages to always look people in the eye. So this is what I'm thinking, and I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but loneliness is not going to be solved by more noise, right? Because I've done this. I know. I'm speaking from experience here. In most of these episodes, I am. We mistake stimulation for companionship. So streaming or scrolling or game. Some people game. I'm not a gamer, but or podcasts or music or whatever. We can surround ourselves by content while starving for relationship. One of the loneliest places in America is a crowded airport. Thousands and thousands of people. no one's talking to each other for the most part. I know I wrote this question down here, but when was the last time that you talked to a stranger?
This morning. Several strangers.
Yes, you're
Martha,
right. You're right. Yeah.
Margaret, whatever her name was.
Marilyn, 94 years old.
But several people on our little journey.
Yes. It was a golf cart ride, but it was awesome.
Hey, any day of the week, I will talk to a stranger, especially if I'm with my mother. My mother knows no stranger.
Right.
And can be somewhat embarrassing, but
no.
Just have a garage sale.
Well, that's a different matter altogether. You're right.
But in a lot of ways, I'm not so different. I really don't know a stranger. Because I will say hello.
Correct.
To anybody I'm usually passing by. So
you're not passive aggressive trying to sell something for a nickel or a quarter.
I don't stop people and have full blown conversations with them, but I will, when I pass, I say hello.
Right. Okay, here's a question. Let's ponder this one. And this hits home because this is hard. How many neighbors do you actually know?
One.
Well, the couple. We know two.
Right. But we have
it is a couple.
Okay, that's not true. And right there.
Oh, okay. Well,
Matt and
you know them. I don't.
Yeah. But non-responsive. So
right. That's.
But I have gone and introduced and taken cookies to
a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and AJ's mom, AJ the dog.
Yeah, AJ is a dog.
Her name, but we know AJ, and we have treats in our garage for AJ.
Yeah, AJ is. I don't know what he is, but he's a beautiful, funny dog.
And AJ knows us because
we feed him treats.
Because we feed him treats, and when we go for a walk, and we head that way. And then
he goes, lays in the grass and waits for us.
In the grass, and then he turns, when we come back, he's turned the other way, waiting for us to come back. So, unfortunately, I don't remember his mom's name.
Yeah.
His human mother.
His human mother's name, right? Yeah, I don't know.
But so the other neighbors I've taken, no response.
So here's a tough question because I could not answer this in the affirmative. So would your friends notice if you disappeared for a week? Because truly, we only see our friends like a couple times a year.
Our next door neighbors would notice.
Well, that's true too. That's true. And I've got to count them as our friends.
So good to us.
Yes.
And I drove away one day and left the garage door open, and I was to our daughters and back. Well, we met up in halfway, and I was halfway home from the halfway point, and my phone was ringing, and it says neighbor Linda. And I thought, oh no, my house is on fire. And she's like, did you know your garage door's up?
And we know you're not there.
Yes. So, but they are good to
they are very good.
And
they're very good.
I know they're always watching, and that's a good thing.
It is a very good thing. It gives me
because
comfort
when you're
knowing
traveling,
when I'm traveling and I'm not here.
And they just brought corn over, and and he's our cinnamon roll supply guy.
Yes, Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. Yes. So yes, they're good to us. They're good to my mom.
Very much so.
So yes, they would notice.
So here's a deeper question. And I can say this is not something that I struggle with personally, but it was just something I've thought about. So I threw this out there. Are you consuming relationships instead of building them?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, I know you're not, but I'm just saying I've seen it. I know people that consume relationships. The relationship is awesome until you're not needed.
Okay, I thought you were asking me directly. Sorry.
Well, it's an open question for the listeners, and I said I don't. I'm trying to think back in my younger days, even if I consumed relationships, and I can't honestly say that I did. In my opinion, I don't know. All right. this is one thing I think that a lot of people fail to, well, it can go either way. Community is built slowly. So have you ever met those people that, you meet on the street, or you meet in a store, or you meet at a restaurant or a bar, whatever, you meet somebody and they're your new best friend? Mm-hmm. I mean, they'll tell you that, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a red flag. Okay? Right. Just saying. That's a red flag. Relationships
take time.
They resemble craftsmanship, not robotic automation. Mm-hmm. Trust can't be downloaded onto a drive. Trust has to be built. And it's built through conversations. It's built through time. It's built through shared suffering. It's built through shared meals. It's built through shared work. It's built through shared silence. But everything meaningful grows slowly. And I know in our 21st century world, where we have instant access through these things, our cell phones, to data from all over the globe, and we have access to people all over the globe. And, if I log into my laptop and open up my internet, and it takes longer than 2.5 seconds to download, some people are very upset. I was just talking to one of the coworkers at work yesterday, talking about back in the early 90s when we had the desktop computer and we got the internet, and it was dial-up, right? And you could hear the ring, and it sounded like the fax machine. Remember that? Yes, and you had to wait. Yeah. And it'd go through the paces and all this. People don't put up with that anymore. That's not acceptable.
Right. I get mad when you have one bar.
But we look at that and we've been trained 2.5 seconds is too long. Mm-hmm. I think of we're just impatient. Mm-hmm. And our society has driven us to everything's a hurry. Everything is right now. We manufacture things, and I know I manufacture things that are a little bit complicated, and they're all kind of custom made. And when I say I manufacture, I'm not personally roll forming them or welding or powder coating, but I'm just saying that. So there's a process to this, right? And it's determined by cycle times. And then you have what's called tack time, which is a German word. And the tack time is about... Sorry to make you fall asleep. Man, okay. Never mind. I won't go into that. Okay. Tack time is a German word, and it's a measurement of how quickly your customer consumes your product. And where I work at, it's our customer can consume or erect our product much faster than we can produce it. So we have to have lead times and so forth and so on. And things take time. But if you look around in our world today and you look at Amazon, I remember hearing about Amazon in probably 2015, 2016, and they were wanting to deliver something to someone in 12 to 24 hours. And I said, that is ridiculous. I'd run some logistics and things of that nature in the past. And that's just ridiculous. Well, they've done it. They actually, we can order things on Amazon and it will be delivered to our house within 12 hours sometimes, depending on what the product was. But we are so accustomed to everything being instantaneous. Look at a microwave, right? And you know what really amazes me? You make some pretty awesome meals. But how little time you don't use the microwave.
Oh, no. The only thing I use the microwave for is reheating my coffee.
I know. But I'm saying the claim to fame of a microwave is it's so much faster.
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes to melt butter, that's.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Do you think that we are impatient with friendships?
I'm sure the answer is yes, and
I don't know.
Not me and you. I mean I don't. But as a society,
we're pretty selective of friendship anyway.
Well, I only have two, so I mean.
Well, you're gonna leg up on me.
And I've had them
you're
for
gonna
a
leg up
very
on me.
long time. What I will say is what I was thinking about before you were talking about work was that I am very grateful when you're talking about patience. I am grateful that our friends, whom we were just with, because that friendship started when I was around 20 and you were 23.
Right.
I am so grateful because we were so young, and I'm not thinking about anything very specific. But I could cringe at a couple of things at how immature
we were.
Well, myself, yes, but they stuck with us over the years.
Well, we know they have memory issues, but
no, they have hearing issues.
So do we.
I know.
That's why we're friends.
I know. At one point in time, all four of us were talking at the same time. So I'm glad that they didn't give up on us for our immaturity, for certainty.
We didn't give up on them for their lack of memory.
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
That came later.
It did.
Because they definitely were people that we definitely aspired to be. And we have not attained that yet. But
no.
We will always be chasing.
I don't know if I want to be the collector that he is.
Yeah, I always have been chasing, wanting to be.
I thoroughly enjoyed our time together this weekend, and he was elated. He's got his old stereo, and he bought another component. Mm-hmm. Remember when stereos were in components?
Yes. Oh, I saw it.
So he has the turntable on top and the receiver, and then he's got the cassette recorder and player below that. And he just added the 8-track.
Uh-huh.
It is a recorder and player as well. So he could record on 8-track. I don't know where he's going to find them. A blank 8-track to record on, but I guess. But he and I did that this morning, helped get that hooked up, and we listened to some Beach Boys and some Jim Croce.
Anyways, that's all I was going to add to that.
And we started off our comeback to Crusade With Me talking about trees, and I don't know why I keep going back to that, but I think about friendship as though I think we can learn a little bit about friendships are built exactly the way trees grow, right?
Where they're supposed to be.
They grow where they're supposed to be. They sit there, and they just let the roots take hold.
And Mr. B would appreciate that analogy.
Would he? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
We just talked about trees this morning.
It's been a thing with us this year, so.
Yeah.
So something I want to ask listeners, are you giving relationships enough time? Just to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Know the truth. And we can lie to ourselves all we want, but that's not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So the way back. Here's a way back from our misgivings about connection and relationships. This week, call one person. Eat one meal without your phone. Look someone in the eye. Ask another question. All of you not living in the Midwest, stay 5 minutes longer, okay? I've heard this most of my life, and I struggle with this one, and I'm going to work on it.
So, sorry, some people aren't going to get that.
I know. Maybe people in Sydney,
if
Australia will not.
You know.
Yeah, people in Sydney, Australia probably wouldn't understand that, yeah. Listen twice as much as you speak.
I love that.
Just become fully present. Presence is becoming a lost art.
I was going to say, and when you're listening, don't be thinking about what you're going to say in response. Just listen and absorb. It's okay to have silence in between each person's.
Absolutely.
You don't have to.
We don't need noise, right? We don't need noise.
If you're truly, if there's love between the people you're talking to, you don't have to have pre-thought to your response, right? So there's nothing.
Right.
There's no impression.
There's no agenda. There's no.
You don't have to be impressive with your words. Clearly.
Here we is.
Here I am.
Here we is.
Here I am. So just listen, and then let the response come naturally. Because there's nothing harder than to have a conversation with someone who never hears you.
Well, that's not conversation.
It's not. And therefore you're with someone. And when I say with, I'm not just talking about a marriage. I'm talking about
right.
Any kind of relationship. You are truly with someone who does not feel seen nor heard.
And that's the point of connection. And if you love
someone, you truly don't want.
They want to be seen and heard.
Right. And you don't want to be the cause of that. So
right.
That's all. That's all I wanted to add.
The opposite of loneliness isn't popularity. It's presence. Maybe we spent years trying to become more connected when what our souls really wanted is to be known. So next time, we'll ask another uncomfortable question. If the greatest battle isn't around us, but inside of us, why does your mind never stop talking? And I want to be clear, I don't think this episode is about technology. That's too easy. I think it's about attention. You can sit across from your wife at a table. You can hold your grandchild while you're checking your phone. That's not attention. Let's get closer to home. You can attend church while planning tomorrow. You can sleep in the same bed and be emotionally 1,000 miles apart. Because attention is love. So when we give someone our undivided attention, we're silently telling them, you matter more than everything else competing for my attention right now. So what has modern life stolen from us? On Crusade With Me, episode 167, the answer is, it hasn't just stolen our relationships. It's stolen our ability to truly be present with one another. There are days when all we can do is keep picking them up and putting them down. One faithful step at a time. One honest conversation. One act of courage. One prayer. One moment of attention. Keep your eyes on Christ and keep walking. You know, we're not here to defend a tribe. We're not here to seek, but we are here to seek what is true. So wherever it leads, and discover that all truth ultimately finds its fulfillment in Christ.